over here too. Yeah, I think you've got a pretty decent view. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of glare right now on Sokar, but I'm planning on turning the lights down in a minute, and that will hopefully let him pop up. Don't worry, you should be all right where you're at. I might have you come forward a little bit.
Well, I was just gonna back up and turn them down whenever you want it.
Okay, well, I'll let you know. And
I'm being the lighting guy, the grip,
Yeah, okay. No. Grips handle cameras and props.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, lighting is lighting.
Sorry.
Well,
I'm just trying to lighten your burden.
Very cute.
You're welcome.
We're live, And hey Scott, hey, howdy. Oh, thanks for hitting me up on Patreon. I saw that you joined. I just haven't had a chance to message you yet. But yeah. I feel like the first part of this week was like recovering from the weekend, and then the second half of this week has been, I don't know, just
election day stuff.
Yeah, just weirdness related to that. So yeah. But yeah, I actually this is going to be kind of interesting because I was looking at the calendar for November, because the Osiris Mysteries actually go on over several days, and if we had a way to do it right, it would be kind of like, the days on the year and then Egyptian New Year's. It'd be this whole long thing, but I don't have as much plotted out for that, so we're kind of having to compress it into just a couple of evening services, as opposed to lots of other things that we could do if there's more of us together and we could go outside and do fun stuff like that. But we'll make it work. This is called adapting to your circumstances.
Yes.
So yes, happy Friday, everyone. Yes, and Josh, I know I need to get back with you. You had a question about something, and I haven't forgotten, I promise. Just between your meetings and everything else, it's been busy.
Yes, it has.
But I'm just glad to finally be here. So. So without further ado, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the lights together, and all the candles lit, and then we'll bring the actual ceiling light down, and then we'll go from there. So we will start off with your favorite part, Darren. Yes, and we have our comic relief back, so. No. Let me go ahead and leave this here. So I will start at this point. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me as Tiffany purifies me. Hail unto you, O Notre. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. We have cast down all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. Come here, you. Up here. Stop that. And dry your hands off.
Blessing you.
We are pure.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
I hope one day we can do this where we can have like two different cameras and somebody to switch back and forth between the two, so we can. Yeah, so you can.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, it's funny. I've been watching the Durga Puja stuff that they were streaming, and they got really sophisticated with it. They'd have like a camera on the big, icons with Durga and her 4 children, and then there was another one on the priests, and so they'd cut back and forth between the two. Sometimes you'd see an inset. It was really interesting. But they have a bigger budget. So everybody's got to start out small. There we are. Kind of helps to have a lighter. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Okay, what more? Light another one along with. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes. Throughout the 4 corners of the world, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And I tell you what. See if we had. If I had this would be something a Wab priest would do, would be to make sure we have fresh candles in all of our little holders. But you do with what you got. Oh, down here. Yes, and by the way, that I do have a it's called an Immute emblem. That's our little stuffed leopard hide friend over here. That's associated with Anubis and with Osiris. And so for the Osiris Mysteries, we bring it next to the altar. Because usually it stays kind of in the back next to the Shrine for the Blessed Dead. So, we'll light our alabaster lamps. And then I'll have you catch the lights. Criminy. That was the bees next to Anubis. Hold on. There we are. All right, if you'll get the lights. Put these back over here where they belong. Okay.
Oops.
Yeah, that right about there should. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's nice. I'm looking over at the camera, and now you can kind of see Sokar a little bit. He's on the plaque right next to Osiris over here. So that's great. There's less glare on him now. So. Great and little needs of the gods, lords of Ma'at, united in Ma'at, great ones who reject wrongdoing. Assemble before the Lord of all and turn your faces toward us. Our hearts are straight, our hearts are open. No darkness is in our hearts. And just for point of reference, I'm drawing from the Khoiakh Mysteries in my book, because so far that's the best thing that I have put together, for the space that we have here. So. Hotep Osir Nebabju. Hotep Osir Nebjedu. Hotep Osir Kentiamentiu. Hotep Osir Unnefer. Come in peace, Osiris, Lord of Abydos, Lord of Busiris, foremost of the Westerners, the beatified. And to Sokar. Hotep Sokar Nebrozatau. Hotep Sokar Nebnehe. Hotep Sokar Hekayagaret. Hotep Sokar Nebkararet. Come in peace, Sokar, Lord of Rosatau, Lord of Eternity, ruler of the land of silence, Lord of the cavern. Okay. All right. Let me just check and make sure, because the big part of the Osiris Mysteries that we do is the opening of the mouth that we do for Osiris. But we also want to make sure that we make offerings to our blessed dead as well. So let's see how we can do that. Okay. And by the way, I know that folks are joining in. Welcome. I will check your comments in just a minute. These are your cool waters, O Osiris, having come from your son Horus. We've come bringing Horus's eye, that your heart may be cooled with it. We place it at your feet. Your heart will not grow weary of it. Come, you have been invoked. 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 We give you incense. We give you incense, great purity. Let its scent reach you and purify you. There we go. This is your natron of Horus. This is your natron of Jehuti. This is your own natron among the gods. You are purified with it. Your mouth is clean as a calf's on the day it is born. Milk, milk that parts your mouth. May you taste it in your shrine. That of Horus, that of Jehuti, that of the two gods reconciled. Milk. Oh, there we are. I fixed your jaw spread for you. Let me part your mouth for you. Osiris, take this Horus's eye which has departed. I have returned it to you, that you may take it to your mouth. This is the breast of Horus's body. This is the breast of Isis, that she may suckle you. And we have our milk and our water. And for the sake of argument, and here are Horus's two eyes, black and white. Lift it to your face and illuminate it. There's black and white on both of these. So we have said it, so it shall be. Ointment, ointment from the forehead of Ra. I shall put it on you, and it shall transfigure you. So when you're anointing a statue, always use your pinky finger. Because that's how they picture it in the reliefs. At peace for you shall be Ra in the dawn. Peace be given for you. Peace be what you see. Peace be what you hear. Peace be before you. Peace be behind you. Peace be your lot. This is where we offer our bread, which is a pumpkin corn bread that I made earlier this week. Okay. Turn yourself to these your offerings, O Osiris, Sokar, and share them with those beloved Aku who are with you in Duat. And here we'll step over and we'll be sure to light our candles and give our offerings for our blessed dead. Okay. Where is it? There we go. All right. Step in front of the camera. Light this eye for us from the altar of Osiris. And bring it to our blessed dead. Incense. This is the eye of Horus. This fragrance comes to you. Okay. We'll start with it here. Hail, Osir, take this your libation which is of this land, which produces all things. All things indeed come forth from this, upon which you live, upon which you exist. And may it flow from your table to our blessed dead. They may have life in you. And there we go. From the table of Osiris for our blessed dead. For my Snickers hounds especially. All right. Horechero tachenket kakao abdu senachurmahat kutnebet nofret wabet anchet nachurim and kawenaku kunibu ma kerunibu kiranachura. Okay. I'm going to be a naughty monkey and switch the order of a couple of things here. Usually what we do when we have the opening of the mouth rite, a part of it is to smash something red, usually a piece of pottery, at the end of it. But since we're inside and I can't just, take a red pot and fling it against stones and have the shards go everywhere, I've got some red origami paper. And so this is the sound eye of Horus. It has been set for you that you may grow strong, and evil may be afraid of you. And there it is. So we'll put it on the ground. It will be underfoot for Osiris and for our blessed dead. And, they will be unopposed by any enemies, living or dead, in the realm of Duai. And while we're at it, I made sure to move. All right, here we go. We also make sure to offer our wine. Wine for Osiris, wine for Sokar. These are mysteries. And wine also for our blessed dead. And space is kind of at a premium here. But I managed to move the candle so it wouldn't be where it can catch on anything. Yeah. Here we go. Osiris's candle has been lit. Okay. Now for those of you who practice candle magic, I don't know what it means when a candle crackles, but this one has, at least with the wax that I put in at this time, it has a tendency to do that. And I said I don't know what that means, but there we go. Okay. Now, another part of the Osiris Mysteries was the Jed emblem. Typically, what would happen is that would be raised towards the end of it to symbolize that Osiris has been revived. They would spend the night, during the Haker part of it, and he would travel down to the cemetery in Abydos, and there would be overnight rites, and then there would be a triumphal return, and the Jed emblem would be raised, and that symbolizes Osiris's resurrection. And I happen to have just such a Jed column. And the idea is it was laying on its side, but now that we have performed the rites for him, we stand it upright and put a green ribbon on him. And so we'll put it back in our Aku shrine. You should be able to see it once I step away. Just barely. There we go. And I also have two more that I've been working on. One of these is going to end up in the Etsy store, but we'll set them over to the other side. So there we go. These are like, ta-da, Jed columns. So they're going over to the other side. But now they're upright. So. Dear God, assist into your kindly face. Divination and Sokar as you arise, O august Jed, Osiris Sokar, Lord of Shatit. Osiris Sokar appears in glory. Praised are you now. Exalted are you, O rudder. You join with the land that you may travel through it. May Ra favor you for your goodness. Come, let us exalt You have filled the two lands with your beauty, reborn and radiant as the sun in the sky. And we'll go ahead and add one part that we do in our usual broadcast, and we will present Ma'at. We have come unto you, O Ra, Osiris, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality for such as the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity for such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness for such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth for such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good for such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance for such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others for such as the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay, before I continue, let me check and see. Hello to everyone. And, someone has a headache today. Well, we definitely hope you get to feeling better. Imagination. Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm glad to have you back. Missed you too. Neat. That's a beautiful. Okay, cool. Prayer request for my partner Jerome in the Philippines. He's a healthcare worker in quarantine awaiting COVID results. Plus, he's been getting hit by typhoons lately. Yeah. Boy, the storms keep coming. I think there's Tropical Storm Ada, I think, supposed to hit Florida this weekend. I think something like that. Yeah, so an active season all over the world. Something else that we're going to do, because we've needed her this whole time, that hasn't stopped. So we'll light Sekhmet's candle and offer a prayer to her as well for healing. For Jerome, may he not have COVID. And health and healing. I remember our friend Jory is worried about his grandfather because they're going in to have. I think he's having something removed so it doesn't turn cancerous. I have an aunt who just got diagnosed with she called it a mild uterine cancer. I think the reason why she called it mild is because they're hoping that a hysterectomy will fix it. So we're hoping that that'll come out well. And so for health for all of those who seek it. Hail, Sekhmet the Great, Eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail, Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Isfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. Turn a little lamp on. There we go. And at this time of the year, Osiris, we humbly ask you to give our love to those who are in your kingdom. and to share your bounty and your feast with them, and let them know that they're loved, they're missed, and we're not in any hurry to see them before it's time. Let's see, do I have something? Okay. I'm going to start off with something for Osiris, then something for Sokar, and then we'll go to requests. Praise to you, Osiris, Lord of Eternity, King of the gods, of many names, of holy forms, of secret rites and temples. This noble Ka at the fore of Jeddu, great also in Sekhem, Lord of praise in Enjeti, foremost of offerings in Yunu, Lord of memory in Mahti, secret Ba, Lord of the cavern, holy in white walls, Ba of Ra of his very body, at rest in Hanes, excellent of praise in the Narit tree that grew to raise his Ba, Lord of the great shrine in Chemenu, great of terror in Shashotep, Lord of eternity, foremost in Abydos, in his distant place of the sacred land. Name that endures in the mouths of people, primeval one of the two lands, nourisher at the fore of the Enid of the gods, potent Ak among the Aku. Nun has given him his waters, the north wind journeys to him, dusk brings the south wind to his nose to please his heart. Lord of praise in the southern sky, praised one in the northern sky. The imperishable stars are under his rule, for his abode is among them. Hail, Sokar, Lord of Rosatau. Hail, a golden remedy. Hail, Sokar, keeper of caverns. Hail, Lord of eternity. Sokar, take hold of your shrine. Sokar, take hold of your temple. Sokar, take hold of your offerings. Sokar, take hold of your city. Sokar is crowned, Lord of the feast. Sokar is crowned, Lord of the feast. Of course, the climax of the Sokar festival was they would take his bark around the walls in Memphis, and so that's why he is, Lord of White Walls. And they would chant that as they were bringing his bark around the walls. And so that's why repetitive things like that, I think there might have been a little bit of call and answer to that. You'd have one group who would say something and then somebody would say something else, that sort of thing. But I know you're tired. Come on. It's okay. Okay, all right, a prayer request. Let's see, since we're on Osiris, prayer for the deceased who passed from COVID, yes. And the storm in Central America, yeah, that would be, I think it's Ada, because it hit Central America first, and now they're saying it's going to hit Florida.
Again?
Well, at least that's...
They already hit him once, and it's circling.
No. It hit the Yucatan first, and now it's going... They're saying it's going to hit Florida next.
They're saying some models say it might hit Florida, bounce back out, and then hit it again.
Oh, well, yeah, we need...
For all of them.
Yeah, let's see. Really, anyone struggling with mental health? Nothing hits the fan. Yeah, whoever won the election.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to offer a prayer for a peaceful and just transfer of power.
Right. For the system to work, and for all of the hard work that was done when this country was founded, will make sure that things don't go to hell in a handbasket. So yeah, whatever happens. Yes, we need peace in the land. So let's read for Sekhmet, because I think this kind of covers some of her territory.
Yes, she's the arbiter, one of them.
Yeah, well, when you think of the arrows, you have storms, you have war, you have all of these other things, and we've had to look to her a lot, and I can appreciate the whole mental health thing, because we've been pretty much in lockdown for the last week, 2 weeks, something like that. And yeah, it gets pretty stressful. It's starting to wear on us a bit, but we can't stop now because.
Would it be inappropriate to ask for another prayer request?
Well, sure. What request have you got?
We need a financial blessing bad.
Yeah, well, that's something else I think a lot of us are struggling with, because Yamanu, I know you do too. So, you know what? I'm going to ask that, Sekhmet kindly consider financial distress now be considered under famine, because that's kind of, a modern form of it.
Is if we can't keep the lights on, these broadcasts are going to be very difficult to do.
Yeah. Well, I guess I just pray that I can get stuff in my store, because I've sold out of a lot of things, and I need to be able to make more so I can have a good holiday season. Hail Sekhmet, who presides over the land, Lady of flourishing, generous one, Sekhmet, who protects the two lands. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the first arrow of famine. In all the forms in which it comes. Hail Sekhmet, O Kuril, O hidden lady, Wajit the Great. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the second arrow of drought. Hail Sekhmet, who moves in light, who terrifies the gods with her massacre. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the third arrow of war. Hail Sekhmet, who guides mankind, Lady of the dual shores, mistress of humanity. Come to us who are under your sway. Protect us, preserve us, and save us from the fourth arrow of terror. Hail Sekhmet, great shining one, foremost in the mansion of flame, who terrorizes the two lands with fear. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fifth arrow of storms. And may you bring healing to those who have suffered from them already. Hail Sekhmet, who loves Ma'at and hates Sfet, Lady of the people. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the sixth arrow of oppression. Hail Sekhmet, Uraeus, who opens the acacia, great and sovereign one. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the seventh arrow of disease. And we pray to Osiris to accept those who have crossed over because of this disease that is going right now. We ask Sekhmet to help us to eradicate it. And we should also remember those who passed because of the last pandemic that has been within many of our lifetimes, being the AIDS pandemic. It wasn't called that at the time, but that's what it was. And of course, it's still out there, and it was unfortunately easier to ignore because it wasn't spread the way COVID is. And it was unfortunately much easier to just blame the victims than it was to look for a solution. And if we can come up with a vaccine for COVID, then I pray that we can finally find a vaccine for AIDS in our lifetime as well. Okay. Say again?
If only vaccines were as profitable as treating.
Yeah. That's a good point. If only vaccines were as profitable as treatment. Especially when it comes to things like HIV, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Because the medicines for that are so expensive. yeah. Okay, and someone has a prayer for their fiance and them to find a new place to live before their lease expires. Definitely, because
That would also be segments burning.
well, there are lots of folks that could help with that, and at this point, man, we ask all of you, Onachuru, to please look after them and help them to find some place, because that can be hard to do, and we know because we spent some time without a place to live, and we're hotel surfing, and that sucks, and that's something that can really weigh on you too, and we hope that it doesn't come to that for you. And so. That's funny. I sat down and I looked and it's as if Hathor said, I'll look after it. So you might get a sign from her.
The thought that you had that
Huh?
famine might cover. The thought you had that famine might cover the money for nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, in ancient wars, they didn't have finances like we did. Literally, it was what you produced.
Yeah.
That was your money.
Yeah.
So it makes good sense that nowadays we would consider finances as falling under that.
Yeah, and remember, a lot of grain was a measure of exchange in ancient times. You could pay someone in sacks of wheat, and other commodities too, because the Egyptian Empire was a barter economy. But it's funny. I will share this. There was one time when I basically asked Osiris, and I did a money spell, and there's prayer, and I invoked Osiris, and it was after that I got a job that lasted for a couple of years. So because he's the Lord of Grain and of agriculture, that was the basis of their economy, and when you get it all down, you strip out all of the financial instruments that we've invented over the centuries. Food is what's still the most important part. So we ask you humbly, Osiris, as the Lord of Grain and Lord of Agriculture, you taught civilization to human beings. May you continue to look after those, who are sharing in your mysteries with us, and help them, and all of us to not go hungry, and to find the resources where we need them. We humbly ask in your name, Lord of Abydos, Lord of Eternity, foremost of the Westerners. You see, I think I have something in here. It's like okay. Oh, that was a little bit different one, then I'll have to look for that. Okay. Somewhere in my writings, I know I've got a it's like a blessing before meals that invokes Osiris. Of course, I also have another one, that invokes Sekhmet of yesterday and Wajid of today. We praise you for filling our table, even as you filled the table of your father Ra. Protect us with your Waj scepter of life in your name of Wajid. Defend us from evil as you defend Ra from evil in your name of Sekhmet. We are yours as Horus is yours, made whole for life. And may we all find that our tables are filled with plenty.
When we were talking last week, we noticed the thought of Wedgie, or not Wedgie, but Renutet.
Mm-hmm.
Wedgie, bless her, if you consider.
Mm-hmm.
Since she was a harvest goddess, she was helping with getting people jobs. It's all about, he went to the same thing.
Yeah.
If they produce or create the food,
Mm-hmm.
they are technically producing and creating money.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. Sometimes Renutet would be kind of associated with Wajid a little bit. The not extensively, but there was, because Wajid, that means the green one, the one of flourishing, and that being an aspect of Renutet. So, and I can't.
That green is still associated with money.
Yeah. Yes. Green. Yes. For the Egyptians, it was very literal. The green was where the river kept things watered, and you could actually grow things. You could live there. So to flourish, to be green. But it continues today. Greenbacks, that's still money. Yeah. So.
The other difference, the other thing that comes to mind, is Komovo, New Bet City. It was known as Gold Town.
Yeah.
So typically, you could talk to Sobek and to Set. They could probably help with that too.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll check in with Set next week, because he's typically kind of avoided during the Osiris Mysteries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but so we've lit a candle for Renutet, and I'm thinking of making a bigger one for our Thanksgiving decorations as well. It just seems like an appropriate thing. But yeah. One other thing that I'm going to do, it's that time of year, definitely, and I think we'll do a divination for the week. It seems like, I feel like we have a lot of folks active, and a lot of folks, a lot of the deities are here, and they're listening right now. And the message for us. Oh wow, your life will be prosperous.
Thank you.
Funny, we've been
Thank you so very much.
Extending these prayers, asking for help and for that, and I think they're telling us it'll be all right. So definitely we have to give our thanks for that. Okay. Awesome. And if anyone's got any other questions or requests, we're certainly open for those too. And I'm thankful to have everyone here, and it's just right now things are, in this little space that we're in right now. I feel like we have a moment of peace, and things are good, and may it continue that way, and build outward, and we establish order and ma'at in place of chaos. So, okay. No, let me scroll and see what was Alejandro's request. Okay. Prayer for people affected by the storm in Central America, and for those who passed away. Yes. Yeah, because I was reading about that, and that seems like we talk about being hit hard by storms here, but down in the Gulf Coast, they don't have to worry about landslides like they do in Central America. So, that's got to be, infinitely worse for them. And so our hearts and our sympathy are with them. and hope that they can.
Like,
Huh?
that would be kind of like adding some of the problems that California gets
Mm-hmm.
to hurricane.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. That would be like adding problems that they get in California to on top of the tropical storms. So we ask, we humbly ask the gods to send our love and our energy to those people and that suffered from this storm, and help them to heal and to move forward. Let's see. Okay. And okay, I know there's a little bit of lag time, so I'll just hold tight for a minute, and if there's any other requests. Yes, absolutely. Much, you're welcome. Much love. And I hope everyone has a good week coming up, and a good month. And I know it's tough trying to stay in quarantine right now, because that's what we're having to do. And I know there are a lot of people that aren't, but it really, especially because it's getting to be the season for that, and they're seeing a lot more cases of COVID.
Right? We broke 125,000 new cases
Today. Wow. Yeah.
That's on top of 100,000 cases yesterday.
Yeah.
And the day before that.
Yeah.
And the day before that.
Yeah. It's getting serious. So, I share with a lot of people the sense of fatigue of, okay, got to stay close to home, because you kind of get into this day in, day out, and for me, I'm always thinking about working, because I'm either working on, trying to make stuff for the store, or do the videos, or, take care of the house. And so, I've kind of needed to take a break. You can ask Darren. But hang in there, and keep the faith, guys.
She needs respite, so do we.
Huh? Say what?
The main trouble I get is some days blend together. So you're like, wait a minute, where are we? And wait, crap, I missed that appointment. Yeah.
Yeah, the days kind of bleed together, and yeah, and if you can get a quarantine buddy, I tell you what, that's a lifesaver. Somebody else that is also staying at home, and so they haven't been anywhere, you haven't been anywhere, so you can get together and know it's okay, and just stay in the house. And granted, we've been
commiserate.
Huh?
You can commiserate.
Yes, commiserate. End up making mixed drinks. So yeah, after our broadcast last for Halloween, we ended up staying up most of the night watching Castlevania. We were binge watching Castlevania on what was it, Hulu or Netflix? Yeah. So until the wee hours of the morning, but it's a real sanity saver.
You enjoy it?
Oh yeah. I suspect there's going to be a request to finish it. Actually, that was my complaint. I said, wait a minute. Okay, the warning on it says there's nudity and sex in here. Where's the nudity? Because the first 2 seasons there isn't any.
Where's the sex? There's none of that either.
Yeah, not in the first 2 seasons. And Morgan's like, oh, it's coming. Don't worry. It'll be next season. I'm like, okay. That's why we watch this stuff, yo.
Did you get the toilet paper joke? They mentioned toilet paper in China, and it was very relevant at the time.
Didn't hear what he said.
There's a toilet paper joke in Castlevania?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know, but we'll ask Morgan, our quarantine buddy. And
Yeah.
we might even get him, on some more videos, because I think that would be a lot of fun. But okay, well, I think we can wrap this up. As long as there aren't any other, requests, for prayers, invoking specific deities, divinations. And as I said, I'm glad to be here, feeling lots of love, and looking forward to next week as well.
He's kind of unusual.
Huh?
He's kind of unusual, but you probably could, in the same vein that they're talking about the green gods, for medicine or for money.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could ask Happy for help too. Nile god.
Yeah, that would be another person, another deity to invoke for prosperity might be Happy, as the god of the inundation.
Yeah,
but
plus, a lot of the trade happens by the Nile.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, Sarana says, okay, asked, did you invoke Asa? Just want to send her my love since I haven't made it to her altar lately. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Since she is the husband of Osiris, she definitely had a role. And see, that's another thing. If we had, like another female speaker, we could do the Lamentations of Isis and Nephthys. And in the past, when I had, a circle, we had two ladies who could read the parts. That was a lot of fun. But it kind of loses something when you're reading both parts, unless I were to try and do them in different voices. But I don't feel quite right about doing that this time.
Although thinking about it, both of the two goddesses probably sound very alike, because they look alike too.
I don't know.
I didn't hear what you
hold
said.
on. Let me fill in there, because the suggestion, somebody wanted to invoke Isis, and I mentioned the Lamentations of Isis and Nephthys, and said, well, it'd be kind of weird trying to read both parts, and Yamana suggested, well, they're both sisters, they might sound kind of similar, but I don't know if that.
The reason I say that is because
Well,
automatically says
I'll do one of the smoke out.
Oh God.
And we'll just go from there.
See, Darren just suggested he'd try and read one of them as like a smoker, so she had a heavy smoker voice.
I'd make her from Jersey. That way she could just do whatever she wanted.
I think that would end up being Nephthys. If one of them was going to sound like she was from Jersey, it would have to be Nephthys. But let's just stick with Isis for right now, and because someone asked to send, to invoke her and to send love and devotion, especially because we're honoring her husband. Hail to Isis. She is the one who pours out the inundation, which makes all people live and green plants grow, who provides sacred offerings for the gods and voice offerings for the Akh spirits. Because she is Lady of Heaven, her husband is Lord of Duat, and her son is Lord of the land. Her husband is the pure water, renewing himself at Biga at his time. She is the Lady of Heaven, Earth, and Duat, having brought them into being through what her heart conceived and her hands created. She is the Ba which is in every city, watching over her son Horus and her brother Osiris. Okay. I'll tell you what, I don't know. The other thing too is the Lamentations of Isis and Nephthys. That was something that would be read while Osiris was in the tomb. Since we've already celebrated him coming out of it, we'd have to save that for another time. Which maybe we could do that, but another thing about it, if you're going to read for more than one voice, it helps to read all of one part first and then read all of the other parts so that you don't bleed back and forth between the two, because and we know from experience on that you end up, one character ends up sounding like the other, so that would be a little too difficult to do at this juncture. So hail unto you, Osiris, Sokar. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Khepri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the Phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shenit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehutin, Kamenu, endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra, O Osir, O Sokar. You have come in peace, O Natchuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Osir, O Sokar. May you go forth in peace, O Natchuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants.
In a minute.
What's up? Oh, no, don't turn the lights back up yet, because I was going to take some pictures.
I was gonna go ahead and take some pictures, but I also want to see what it looks like when the lights are out.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, if you want to go ahead and turn it off completely, that way everyone can see it on the video before I end the stream.
That's right.
So you'll get to see the lights go out. And thanks as always for tuning in. And stay safe and well. And oh, wow. I hope you guys get to see that, because that looks wonderful. Yes, have a great week, everyone.
Much love, guys.
Mm-hmm.
See you next week.
Wait, trying to